They say you never truly appreciate something until it's gone. It's human nature. We take consistency for granted, assuming that what's always been there will always remain. But when a woman loses a real man, a man of strength, integrity, and unwavering self-respect, it doesn't hit her all at once. At first, she might not even realize what she's lost. She may think life moves on, that replacing him will be easy, that someone else can fill the space he left behind. But reality has a way of creeping in, slowly and painfully. At first, it's just a feeling subtle, almost unnoticeable. She moves through her days as if nothing has changed. But in the quiet moments, when she reaches for her phone and finds no message waiting, when she expects reassurance but hears only silence, something shifts inside her. She begins to notice the absence of his presence, the void left behind by his energy. The way he made her feel safe, the way he commanded respect without ever demanding it, the way he carried himself with quiet confidence, all of it is gone. And suddenly, the world feels a little colder, a little emptier. The late-night texts stop. The feeling of security fades. She meets new people, but something always feels off. Conversations feel shallow, interactions lack depth, and then reality sinks in. She didn't just lose a man, she lost a rare kind of presence. And that's when regret begins to take root. Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism. Today we're breaking it all down. What really happens when a woman realizes she lost a real man? Let's go step by step. 1. The first wake-up call. At first she doesn't feel the loss. She tells herself she made the right decision. Maybe she was convinced that something better was out there, someone more exciting, someone who made her feel a temporary rush. Or perhaps she thought you'd always be around, waiting in the background, ready to take her back if she ever changed her mind. She fills her days with distractions, friends, social media, fleeting conversations with new people. She keeps herself busy, convincing herself that life moves forward. She may even post pictures, subtly trying to prove to herself and to you that she's fine, that she's thriving. But the truth? The first crack in her confidence appears when she realizes that you haven't chased her. You haven't begged. You haven't even checked in. That's when the first wake-up call begins. Maybe it happens when she sees your name pop up in her memories, an old text, a photo, a reminder of the way you used to be there for her. Or maybe it's when she meets someone new, expecting the same presence, the same depth, only to find that this new person lacks the strength and composure that you carried effortlessly. And for the first time she starts to wonder, did I make a mistake? It's a quiet, creeping thought, one that she pushes away at first, but it lingers. It follows her into the silent moments when there's no one around to distract her. The realization isn't instant, it builds over time. And then, before she even understands what's happening, she starts missing you. But by the time she truly feels it, the process has already begun. The loss is sinking in, and it's only going to get worse from here. 2. The void hits hard. At first, she convinces herself that life goes on. She tells herself that losing you wasn't a big deal, that she'll be fine without you. Maybe she even enjoys the initial thrill of freedom, believing she made the right decision. But as time passes, something shifts. The silence you left behind isn't just empty, it's deafening. She starts noticing the little things. How no one else texts her good morning with genuine warmth. How no one truly listens when she speaks. The way others engage with her feels transactional, shallow, lacking depth. She realizes that what she once had with you wasn't ordinary, it was rare. The void doesn't just exist in the absence of your words. It's in the way she no longer feels protected, the way she no longer feels grounded, the way the world suddenly seems more chaotic, more unpredictable, because she no longer has the stabilizing force of a real man beside her. She might try to fill the emptiness with distractions, new people, new places, temporary pleasures. But every interaction only reminds her of what she lost. Conversations feel forced. Relationships lack the same intensity, the same authenticity. Then comes the hardest realization. She is no longer anyone's priority. You made her feel valued, like she truly mattered. But now, she's just another option to those around her. The kind of deep, unwavering commitment you once gave her isn't something she can easily find again. She thought she could replace you, but what she doesn't realize is a real man isn't replaceable. And when that reality sinks in, she doesn't just feel regret. She feels a deep, aching emptiness. 3. She compares everyone to you. At first, she tells herself that moving on will be easy, that the world is full of options, that there are plenty of men out there who can replace you. But as time passes, she starts to notice something unsettling. No one measures up to you. She meets new men, but every interaction feels different. Every conversation lacks the depth she once had with you. The way they talk, the way they carry themselves, the way they respond under pressure, it all feels weaker, less certain, less real. And without even meaning to, she begins to compare. She remembers how you never needed to chase attention, how you didn't rely on validation, how you had a presence that commanded respect without saying a word. Now she's surrounded by men who either try too hard to impress her or don't even try at all. She notices how other men hesitate under pressure while you used to stand firm. She sees how they struggle to control their emotions while you always remained calm and collected. She realizes how much they seek approval while you were always secure in yourself. The realization is slow, but once it hits, it's impossible to ignore. She had something rare, and she let it slip away. And that's when the regret deepens. Because now she understands that what she had with you wasn't just common chemistry or temporary attraction. It was something real. And the most painful part? She knows she'll never find another man quite like you. But regret turns to guilt. At first, regret is just a whisper in the back of her mind, an occasional thought that surfaces when she least expects it. She wonders if she made the right decision. She wonders if maybe, just maybe, she was too quick to let go of a man who truly cared. But as time passes, regret begins to evolve. It no longer comes and goes. It lingers. It grows. And soon it transforms into something much heavier, guilt. She starts replaying the past, but this time she doesn't see it from her own perspective. she begins to see things through your eyes. She remembers the way you stood by her when she was at her lowest, the way you listened when no one else did, the way you gave your time, your effort, your loyalty, without ever asking for anything in return. She thinks back to the times when you needed her and realizes she wasn't there in the same way. That moment when you showed patience instead of walking away, when you forgave instead of holding a grudge, she sees it all now. And that's when the guilt becomes unbearable. She realizes she didn't just lose a good man. She lost someone who genuinely wanted the best for her. A man who was rare, who was solid, who was irreplaceable. And the worst part? There's no going back. She let go of something priceless, and now she's left with the weight of knowing that her choices led her to this emptiness. That's the thing about guilt. It doesn't fade easily, and for her, it becomes a shadow she can't escape. Because deep down, she knows. She had a real man, and she lost him. 5. She tries to reconnect. At this point, the weight of her regret is undeniable. She has gone through the phases: distraction, denial, realization, and finally, longing. The memories of you are no longer just fleeting thoughts. They linger, invading her quiet moments. She remembers how you made her feel safe, how you challenged her, and how your presence had a depth that no one else seems to match. And now she wants it back. But here's the thing. She can't just come running back after letting you go. That would mean admitting she made a mistake. Instead, she takes the subtle route. She starts with a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" or a simple reaction to one of your social media posts. Maybe she comments on an old inside joke, hoping to revive a connection. It seems innocent on the surface, but make no mistake, this is a test. She wants to see if she still has a hold on you. If you respond with warmth or curiosity, she'll think she can slide back into your life. If you entertain her presence, even slightly, she'll assume the door is still open. But if you remain unshaken, indifferent, and distant, that's when she truly feels it. Not just regret, not just loss, but finality. She might try harder, maybe sending a longer message, trying to reminisce about the good times, or even apologizing vaguely. But deep down, she knows. She had her chance, and she let it slip away. And that realization, that's what stings the most. By the time she finally decides she wants you back, you've already moved on. So if you're a man who has been taken for granted, don't chase, don't beg, don't lower yourself. Because the moment you walk away and stand firm in your value, the world will show her what she lost. And by the time she realizes it, you'll be long gone. Stay strong, stay focused, stay stoic.